So hello everyone, in today's lecture we can see the center state relation. Center state relation. So in this lecture we will study the how the center state relation is governed in accordance with the Constitution of India, and the relation, whether it's the relation is administrative relation, financial relation or legislative relation. Okay. So we can see it one by one. So before that, the overview, I will give the overview. So center state relation is governed in accordance with the Constitution. Here is a center state relation is a federal system with a strong center. It means the more power is given to the center or union, you can say that union. So, our Constitution is unitary in spirit and federal in nature. It means the more power is given to the union, so to protect the integrity of the nation, right? And state have its own right to make a law on the state list. So the relation is divided between legislative, administrative and financial relation, and this is governed by the article. It means through constitution and judicial decision. So landmark judicial decision given by the Supreme Court, High Court. So the interpretation, or we can say precedent to the lower court, the decision given by the Supreme Court or higher court is precedent to lower court. So the judicial decision and constitution, from that it govern. So first of all, we can say that we see legislative relation. Legislative relation. So it comes across from Article 245 to 255. So we know that in Constitution we have article from 1 to 395, right? So from that Article 245 to 255 is related to the center state legislative relation. Or what do you mean by legislative relation? The legislative relation is the relation of elected representative. Elected legislative means elected representative. So elected representative from in center and state. So how the legislative relation govern? So there are the three types of legislative relation. One is the one is the territorial jurisdiction. Territorial jurisdiction means the Indian constitution applies to territory of India, means whole part of the India. So territorial jurisdiction is under Article 245 says that the parliament, that is union, have a right to make a laws on the whole part of the India, right? So that is called the extraterritorial. Means the parliament can make a laws not only the India but the properties or Indian interest across the India, across the India, right? So then legislature only for the state. So we know the seventh schedule. There are the categorization of the subject allotted to union, then state and concurrent. So concurrent list, union list, state list, concurrent list in seventh schedule. So state having right to make a laws on the state subject. So state legislature can make law on the law subject mentioned in the state legislature. So here is a one case, A.H. Wadia versus Income Tax Commissioner. So then Distribution of the subject under Article 246 and 7 schedule. Now we say sees here 7 schedule having the subject list in union, state and concurrent list. So three types of list there. So parliament having absolute right in union list, state having absolute right in state list, and in concurrent list both can make laws. Either state make laws or parliament make laws. But if the case arise when the state and parliament's laws are repugnant, means contravent to each other, then parliament law is prevail over the state laws. All right, parliament law prevail over the state laws in concurrent list. Right. So here is a case laws, state of West Bengal versus Union of India. In this case, parliament, the court awarded that parliament having the right on states property, states property. Parliament having rights on the state property to make a laws in certain condition or in the constitutional boundary. Right. So later parliamentary legislation on the state subject special circumstances. It means we say that states having absolute right in state list, right? But in some certain condition parliament have right to make laws on the state list, right? So what are that certain conditions? So first of all, in national emergency, so we know the article 352 is a national emergency, right? So in national emergency the parliament can make laws on the state list also. Then Rajya Sabha resolution article 249. So for that Rajya Sabha has to pass the resolution two-thirds special majority and taking the assent of the president, right? So then after they can pass the laws on the state list. Okay. So after that, for international agreement under article 253, it means so India having the relation, international relation with the foreign state. So to make a laws in according with the that foreign state, if the parliament need to make a laws on the state list, so parliament have a right to make laws on state list for the international agreements, to fulfill the demand of the international agreements. Right. Here is a case laws, Union of India versus HS Dillon. Right. So remember this case law. Right. So after that we can see the administrative relation. So these are the legislative relation. Parliament make laws on state list also, you on concurrent list also, and a parliament having the absolute right over the union list. Whether states having the absolute right over the state list, but in certain case parliament can also make laws on the state list. And in concurrent list, so both parliament and state can make laws. But if the there is a if both can make laws, but if there is a absolute power, or you can say that the parliament's power or parliament's law is prevail over the state law, if the laws are contracting to each other, right? So these are the legislative relation. So after that we see administrative relation. So it governs through article 256 to 263, right? So what is administrative relation? So administrative relation under article 256, your constitution says it's having obligation of the states. It means states in administrative relation, states having obligation, that is a responsibility while making laws, right? So the what is obligation? The obligation is the states should obey the laws or rules given by the parliament or union, given by the union. So state make laws in accordance with the unions. Then control of the union, control of the union, article 257. So here union means parliament is different than the union. In parliament, lok sabha, rajya sabha, and president, this is only parliament. But union, here is union judiciary also, that union administration, that is IAS, IPS, right? Then president also, legislative body also, legislative. So this cover the union. So union having broader than the parliament. So control of the union in article 240, 257. So what is control? The protection of the railways and national highways. We know the railways, national highways are the union list, but railways are in state also, national highways in state also. So protection of this national highways and railways is a responsibility of the state also. So union can give the direction to the state how to protect the railways, national highways, right? So state should make laws in accordance with the union's guidance or union's directions, right? Here is the case law, state of Rajasthan versus Union of India, 1977, right? Then IAS, IPS, IFS, these all India services, article 312, and interstate council, article 263. So these are the administrative body, administrative, IS, IPS, or interstate council, these are the administrative bodies. So it governs according to guidance or recommendation given by the union to the states. So administrative, in administrative relation, center and states are governed mostly with accordance with the center's directions, right? Here, so here is the domination of the center over the state to make a laws with in accordance with to make a laws for administrative relation, right? Then financial relation, okay. So financial relation is from article 268 to 293. So financial relation, it majorly covers the finance between the center and state. So finance, how finance comes? So distribution of taxes, right? States and center collect the taxes from the people, organization, right? So the tax, collected tax is distributed among the state and center, that is union. So distribution of taxes under article 268 to 271. So how the distribution is happen of the taxes collected by the state and center. So tax levied by center and collected by states. It means some tax are collected by the state, but which is levied by the center. Means, for example, income tax, sorry, GST, GST having two components, X CGST and SGST. So SGST is tax collected by the states, which is levied by the center. SGST tax is collected by the state and levied by the center. So this tax is collected by union, right? Then taxes shared between the center and states. So the collected taxes which is shared by share in the center and state. So for that, finance commission recommendation is mandatory. So finance commission propose the how the tax share between center and states, right? Then grants in aid means some poor states, due to their geography, history, economy, right? So grants in aid. So center can give the grants to the some state having the poor economy due to their geographical or historical reason. So it is tribal area, tribal states, right? Hilly states, right? So center gives the some aids to these states, which is comes under Article 275. So financial relation, center give the aids to the poor state like tribal area or hilly area. Then finance commission. So finance commission under Article 280 is a, so whatever bodies comes in constitution which is called as the constitutional body. So finance commission is constitutional body, uh, UPSC is constitutional bodies, right? So finance commission is a main aim to recommend the tax collected by center and state, the distribution of these taxes, right? So finance commission appointed every 5 years. Finance commission is appointed by the president on the recommendation of the prime minister and council of minister for every 5 years. Then recommend the resource distribution. Just now we see that tax collected by the center and state, the distribution of the taxes, how the distribution is happen. So the finance commission having a right, or finance commission can recommend the distribution of taxes between center and state, right? Here is the case law Kuldeep Nair versus Union of India 2006, right? So these are the three relation: financial, administrative, and legislative relation between center and state. Financial, administrative, and legislative, right? So in conclusion, we see the center state relation is balance the federalism with the strong center, right? It means we see the in legislative relation also, center can make laws on the state subject, center having absolute right over the union list, center having the central law prevail in the union concurrent list, right? So and in administrative relation, the center's direction or recommendation is mandatory to make a laws of the state list, right? And in financial relation, so more power to the center to, because they levied the taxes and collected tax from the state, and they distributed distribution of the tax to the tribal or hilly area, that is poor state or some state, we can say that some states. So here is a more power to center than the states, right? So that's why we can say that the Indian constitution is a more of unitary, that is more power to union than the state, and federal in nature. Federal means states also having some rights, right? Whether it's state list or even the concurrent list also. So this is for now. Thank you so much.